13 to 8, 15 to 8.
6, and until last year I was probably still the youngest bloody bookie here.
There is just one. They've done their absolute cobblers.
It's day 4. Good morning, and guess where we're heading? Yep, you got that right. We're going to the Gallops. So let me have a swig of my tea. Let's get on with it. Let's get outside. It's 6:45. Let's go to the Gallops. As I'm walking in, I just thought I'd show you this little behind the scenes bit. So here is the area where the vets do their trot ups. Vet checks, trot ups, just to check the horses are sound before they race, basically in the day. There's a horse coming there. So it's just come from there. So down there are all the stables. Behind here, more stables. This gate will be open later on because horses will be coming across here and then into that area. So that is the trot up and vet check area. This is the horse crossing, so horses are coming from their stables, crossing over to walk towards the Gallops.
I'll see you later.
Walking down through the course, you can see the horses shoot. They walk the way down to the Gallops, the way they walk as if they were going to the parade ring in the winners' enclosure. So that stretches all the way down to the end of the course, and then there's a crossover which takes them into the middle, which is where we've been going all week, and that's where they do their exercise. That's the last fence to the run-in. Look how glorious Cheltenham looks this morning. Final day doing a piece with Jack this morning. Delighted for him to finally get a winner on the board with Woodoo yesterday. He's had so many near misses this week with seconditis, but delighted for him. That mare is lovely. It's a bit gutted for Tearpoo. He's a wonderful little horse. It was lovely to see him yesterday on the Gallops. And then watch him ride. He's very sweet, got a lovely little head on him. But we'll see more today. So, yeah, it's the final day.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Already.
I know. And I've been tired all week and finally I'm awake. I feel like refreshed. Two, one.
I'm Jack Kennedy, Lux Bet Ambassador. I ride Highland Crystal in the Triumph Hurdle today. She's unbeaten over hurdles, and her form got boosted the other day with Saratoga winning Fred Winter.
Well, thanks a million. Good luck today. Number 8, yeah?
Yes, unfortunately he's the last one left. It's a very, very competitive race, but we think in his run so far this season he can be in the mix, and then hopefully if he gets a good run now, he'll be thereabouts.
A colder day today than it has been all week. Of course, yesterday we had the real bitter cold rain, but it wasn't as sharp as today. It's definitely yes, it's a cold one today, but never mind. So yes, looking forward to the final day here at the Cheltenham Festival. And I hope you've enjoyed my behind the scenes of the Gallops each morning. It is now 8:30, so I'm going to make the trek back and get ready for the day, and of course we'll be handing back over to Simon in the betting ring. He'll be keeping you up to date on the action on course. Perhaps we'll get a few more interviews in as well. But yes, that's it from me on the Gallops. Until next year, I shall we'll be reporting back here another time. I'll see you in a bit. The horses come in, they get scanned using a device which scans their microchip, and that's just to make sure that the right horse is in the facility. They know that they're checking the right horse, and all of these horses are registered and all their information is on that microchip. They will then have they've all got, you see they've got just a little blanket or something to keep them warm. It's very breezy here, it's very windy and sharp, bitter cold, so you want to keep them nice and warm. They would have been washed off a little bit from where the saddle's been, just to wash off the sweat. If sweat is kept on, if you don't wipe the sweat off horses, it can make them sore. Of course, it being salt. So they'll just have a little saddlecloth or a rug just to keep them warm. They'll take that off, and then you see this one here, that's just trotted up. So they trot in a straight line, and that is so the vets can check for lameness and if anything's wrong with the horse. If there was anything wrong with the horse, of course the horse would not be able to run. So there'll be qualified vets over there. You'll be able to see they're all part of the BHA, all qualified, and there is a number of them as well. So there is a varied amount of opinions.
To Friday, Cheltenham Go Cup Day in the betting ring. It's going to be the liveliest day of the week. I want to introduce you to somebody I don't know too much about. He's better known in the greyhound world, as far as I know, James Chalkley. James.
Hello, Simon.
Congratulations, thanks for coming to Cheltenham. I don't know much about you. Ben tells me that you're the racing manager at Towcester.
I work at Towcester Racecourse, heading up the greyhound operation there. So yeah, all under new management now since late last year. Everything's on the up. Lots of investment in Towcester Racecourse, and yeah, busy with the greyhounds.
So how long have you been your own bookmaker?
Started about 3 years ago, so this is my third Cheltenham Festival.
So what did you just sort of start? Any background in it? Did you start
not in the horse racing, to be fair. Always had a background in greyhound racing. Really grew up in the betting ring, enjoyed the betting side of things. Used to train and own my own greyhounds. Now work in greyhound racing, but yeah, always been interested in the betting ring. Always fancied a go at bookmaking. And yeah, what better place to be?
There's no sort of family history in it or anything like that?
Not in bookmaking.
So you've learned from scratch, basically?
Yeah, started by my own, straight from scratch.
So do you bet at dog tracks as well?
No, because I work in greyhound racing, I can't.
So if you're grading them and all that,
exactly, yeah. So just purely on the horses for the
So where do you bet?
Got pitches various places, local to me like Huntingdon, Leicester, I'll be there most meetings. Got a few other pitches like Ascot Festival we do, Glorious Goodwood, got a few dotted around, yeah.
Okay, you've been here all week, what's it been like?
Yeah, really lively, yeah, really good. Business has been good, results have been okay so far, so yeah, hoping for another good day today.
Excellent, thanks for taking time out to talk to us, and I'll probably see you at the Greyhound Derby.
Yeah, see you there.
Cheers.
It would be quite interesting to go through tic-tacing. Now, I wasn't around when it was in full swing, and I always find it absolutely fascinating. I know some of you out there probably already know what it is, but for those of you like myself that don't, Simon, can you tell us all about tic-tacing?
You probably weren't even born with people using tic-tac. Mike Smith there was. Old git, yeah. Back in the old days, when I started, there'd still be lines of tic-tacs at Newbury standing on boxes, Rocky and a few of the other ones. Basically, the tic-tac is it just sort of follows the prices down. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you add them up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then if you want to go 12, 12, 14, 16, double carpet. The smaller prices, depending on where you lived, 5 to 4, 6 to 4, 7 to 4, 11 to 8, 13 to 8, 15 to 8. But if you lived in London, it was €0 stuff. And then, but the most important thing was you used to show the prices to your own bookie. So if it was 6 to 4, and they were taking it, you go 6 to 4 on the thumb. That meant the 6 to 4 was going. So if the boss laid a bet and then he wanted you to get it back and it was all 11 to 8, you could say, hang on a minute, I told you it was on the thumb, I told you not to lay a big bet and all that stuff. And also, the other thing you would do is if the price is good, you say to your boss, half arm's gone or evens is gone, whatever. Not evens, because everybody knows what that says. If you say wrist is on the thumb, that meant that 5 to 4 was disappearing. But hopefully the punters wouldn't know what you meant. So you could say wrist is on the thumb without the punters knowing, or half arm in a place without the punters knowing that if they look somewhere else they could get it bigger, that sort of thing. So the slang always described the actual sign. So top of the head, 9 to 4, eyes 5 to 2, cheeks 11 to 4, that sort of thing, tips 11 to 10. And now it's starting to rain, but we didn't used to worry about that because we're roughy, toughy floor men in the betting ring.
That's the betting man's YMCA.
Exactly. It's 8 years since Barry had a double page spread in the Sun, and he's now a very well famous bookmaker, Barry.
Yeah.
He's looking resplendent.
You brought the Sun with you, from the West Country
no,
again?
I should have brought me bins, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you should actually.
Away.
Yeah, it's true actually, to be fair. Yeah, you need your tinted glasses.
That's right. I was always one of the more flamboyant members of the betting ring. Barry, how's it been this week?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday, obviously, weather was horrendous, so business was affected quite greatly, especially down in my other pitch down in Lower Tats. The slip count was probably half what it should have been. Because also down there, I don't know if you're aware, but they've closed in the Guinness tent itself. They've closed the gap where they'd all come from the Guinness tent into the ring. They basically closed it. So my pitch is basically in a little bit of a void down there. So it was affected by the weather. Now obviously, a little bit like here in Tats, you can see all of the people milling around now early on. They will come out with the pints now because the last couple of years, as we know, they've allowed drinking in the ring, haven't they? So that's greatly helped the backline books, even the frontline books, because they're not being stopped to bring the drink in, so they can actually flow freely, a bit like the Guinness, might need a Guinness really, to come through the ring and have a bet, up and down, without sort of having to down it and go elsewhere. So it's been a great invention, if you like, for us bookmakers here in Tats, for people to come in with a pint in the hand.
So there's no floor men careering around there to knock the pints out of their hands either, is there? Would have been a bit precarious back in the day with a pint, wouldn't it?
Oh, no danger. Tic-tac. Oops, there goes the Guinness sign again.
Yeah, so there's a lot more hedging going on, I've seen this year.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, the bets are big. The bets are big. Like yesterday, a guy's come up to me the first race. He's had a 10 grand treble. The 3 good things, supposed good things. And a £5,000 win. Well, the thing is that the treble would have come to like 70 odd grand. So, we're not carrying that sort of cash. I'm not carrying that sort of cash. So, obviously, you hedge the first one. I have a few bobs, especially, with Star and people who lay me, some nice bets. Because of cash flow, really. And it's great to see, really, because, and also it's a lot more competitive up here in Tats. So we're not too far off the exchange prices within reason. So hence, you don't really have to hedge back into the exchanges, which sometimes you will do. Where your problem is, if you do that, of course, you're hedging back, you haven't got that cash to hand, have you, if you're paying out these bigger punters. Yeah. So you've got to have that money available to pay people, at the time when they're coming in and want to collect if they do win.
There was down Lower Tats earlier, and they were talking about being asked for 20,000 to 2s and 18,000 to 1s down there.
Yeah,
the punters exactly. Just sort of seem to be a lot more bigger money flying around these at the moment. But,
yeah, I mean, we all know about the advent, don't we, of all the checks online. I'm still not a great advocate of that, because to me, if somebody's got the money and they want to have a bet, it shouldn't be up to bookmakers to really police it.
No, it's not the bookmakers' job to ask them where they got the money from.
No, exactly. And unfortunately, a lot of bookmakers are being thwarted because of that. Affordability checks, okay, maybe slightly different, but where they've actually got the money from, if somebody wants a grand on 1 or 2 grand or 5 grand and they give you cash, it's not up to us to turn around and say, excuse me sir, where have you got it from? is it?
You know, you could buy £1,000 coat down at the Guinness Village, and nobody's going to ask you where you got the money to buy that from.
No, exactly. So I think there's a lot of unfairness, inverted commas, with regards to the game that's been going for hundreds of years, hasn't it? So I understand regulations, but the certain ones are just a little bit. I wouldn't say nonsensical, but a little bit working against us. But with regards to the original question, we are finding a lot of good punters coming back into the ring, probably because of affordability checks, but also they know they're getting paid straight away. The feel of cash makes a big difference these days, doesn't it?
Yeah. And yesterday, Star Sports lost, so the punters aren't giving it to the bookies. There's some quite clever individuals out there that are having it on in the ring. So they probably can't get it on with the bookies off course for not affordability reasons, but reason that they're too good, and they're anonymous when they come on the course. So you don't know who you're betting. The sharp ones can have you over. So it's all fair. It's a proper battle. It's not one way.
No, exactly that. And also we've got a lot more bookmakers within reason, like the old days, who stand up and be counted. They stand up and be counted, and they basically put the money where their mouth is. And we have a go, don't we?
Absolutely. Anyway, thanks, Barry. Before it gets too rowdy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ruby.
Yeah, and all
that was the cry, wasn't it? 7 or 8 years ago, coming up the hill.
Yeah.
To the bookmakers' detriment.
Oh well, still winning out of respect. Okay, so we're talking to Paul Garrity, who comes down to Cheltenham from way up north. Whereabouts up north, Paul?
I live at Penrith, which is in Northern Lake District, really, Simon. Yeah.
So you've got 2 pitches here?
Yeah, we've got 2 pitches, 20 and 31. So yeah. It's hard work because the expenses are quite high. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
But you enjoy yourself when you come down as well?
Love it. I come to all the Cheltenham meetings. Absolutely love it.
And Paul's another firm that does a blog online, so you can read about the reality of being a bookmaker. How's it been this week?
This week's been all right. I think the weather's slightly affected business for us in these pitches. The results have been favourable for us because we like to lay the short ones, so no complaints really.
So where are you betting next after this? Right back up north again?
UTOX are on the way home tomorrow. We only do about 7 or 8 days a year, but it's handy it's on the way home tomorrow. And then we've got Sedgefield, a point-to-point, and Carlisle next week.
This is Mike Smith, and Mike Smith is arguably the biggest point-to-point bookmaker in the west of England. Is that right, Mike? Well, the most knowledgeable anyway.
Knowledgeable, yeah, not the most successful one though.
I know, you got a bit of a scare earlier on. A puncher's come in for a bit of a lumpy one, hasn't he?
Yes, 20,000 at 6.5, number 11 the first race.
So luckily, they sent him up to Lofty. You put him in at a bit less than that.
61?
So you're a point-to-point specialist bookie, would we say?
Yes, I had to take the last 2 days off. I'm looking at the cars for the weekend. Buckfastly Sunday, Confidence Saturday.
So how many of these pitches would you bet at as opposed to point-to-points?
I would do about 20 times a year, just 40 at the point-to-points.
And the rest of the year you just relax?
Relax down the Dawlish.
That's the way. So you come Go Cup Day. So Go Cup Day, but the only day you come on Tuesday.
No, I come Tuesday, stay on Wednesday, stay on Thursday, looking at the cars for the point-to-points the weekend.
And you got a few quid on Tuesday?
Yes, got a few quid Tuesday. Cheating.
Okay, so Ben Keefe needs a little introduction for people that know the betting ring. Owner of Star Sports, a layer of arguably the biggest bets in the betting ring during the Cheltenham Festival and Royal Ascot and the other major meetings. Ben, I know you get a little bit nerve-wracked before these big meetings. So what do you sort of do to mentally prepare yourself before the punters want to come and try and take all your money?
I think that the biggest deals you do in life are with yourself. And I think that the biggest battle you fight in this life is with yourself. And the pressure of Cheltenham or a big event will find any weakness that you have in your character and it will get to it. So I believe that if you had an alcohol or a drugs problem or an anxiety or anything like that, the pressure, the build-up will get you. But I try to do in the morning, I try to walk for an hour. I've got a 10 kilos here, 10 kilos on my back. And I try to get a bit of cardio in, and I find that walking takes a bit of that pressure out of me. I eat fruit all morning and fruit at lunchtime, so I feel nice and light, but I do go caffeine crazy, which probably doesn't actually help the anxiety.
So that's the modern healthy living bookmaker. In the old days, it would have been a quick shot or something, wouldn't it, to fortify yourself before looking them in the whites of the eye. You've already laid, you may not even know, 120,000 to 20,000 each way, one of the favourites in this first race. Does that make you a little bit?
Not really. I think that we can bet up to it. The liabilities we've got this year are a tenth of what they've been in years gone by with the online betting gone like that. It's great to see much more action on course. On Gold Cup Day, look, of course it'll end up being a loser in the book, but I'm not going to get too concerned over that. But I mean, one thing I would say about the betting ring this week is, I mean, somebody who I take great inspiration from is this one, Hannah. She's always trying new things.
Tremendous,
She's got
isn't she?
great positive energy. She's friendly
Wonderful
to
style.
all. Wonderful style. She puts herself forward, right? Classy, right? And I would say that Hannah gives to the game, and Hannah's looking for something back from the game, and she deserves it. Now, when I'm in the betting ring now, I can see a lot more faces, new faces here. There's younger bookmakers for the first time. Racing St George, David Halford.
He's not young.
Well,
is he?
Well, let's say he's in his late 30s
Oh,
or something.
is that all he is?
Yeah, Paul Byrne, let's say he's in his mid 30s or something. He's with Fitzbet. You know, it's like I'm 46, and until last year, I was probably still the youngest bloody bookie here. James Chalkley, he's a young bookie. He's also racing manager at Toaster Dogs. The betting ring now is vibrant.
It
right?
is,
It's
definitely.
the most vibrant I've known it in my Kaluki, right? Another young firm. It's the most vibrant I've known the betting ring to be, and this is AK, the Lovells. There's a lot going on right now, and I don't see them as competitors. I see them as other magnets. Like Hannah is a positive person. Positive things will happen to Hannah. Positive people will come to Hannah because the betting ring is more positive than it's been before. And if other people are laying a good bet, it doesn't take from me; it adds to me.
Yeah, absolutely. It is definitely the most vibrant. I've known it for many, many years.
Yes, and here's an interesting thing that I've seen this week. Hasn't it been interesting that all week on so many races we've been laying different horses on the rails to tax, and we haven't had different prices. Now, we haven't linked the books, but I would say that this year, right, I can't remember a time when we've made as good a books. Now, you know this 20 grand each way at 6? I can't think of a much bigger liability this week because we've laid horses. We've been laying sort of 2.5 horses a race minimum for money. Do you know what I mean?
Lofty's been saying they're good books. You don't like that, do you? Really good books.
No, I love a good book. Yeah. No, but I don't love a good book with an opinion. I love a good book to figures. As you said today, I retweeted you. You said the punters will choose Star's book. That's correct. That's absolutely correct, and that's how it should be. It's not my job to come here and have an opinion. I couldn't name a horse running today. That's got nothing to do with me. My job is to put my brand forward, to offer a good service. I want people to come around the Star pitch. What's the special they're doing today? What sweeties are they giving out today? Are they giving cigars today? I'm bonkers and shouting Wally Woo instead of Woodoo, whatever, right? Okay, do you understand? I want to put myself forward and represent the betting ring.
Spectacular scarf as well. We can't go without mentioning the scarf, can we?
From Vishana, Spitalfields Market, James Spitalfields, he looks after me.
Tremendous. Feel a bit underdressed. Oh, actually, I've got a scarf too. Look.
Doesn't match.
What do you mean doesn't match?
Very well dressed man. Loves a bargain. This one.
A bargain? This cost me. No,
you do get good value on your suits, though, don't you?
Well, not cheap.
Well, yeah, but you had a few touches over the years, haven't you? Well, you said I got this one for 100 quid and stuff.
Well, yeah. No, yeah, true.
Yeah.
I do like to let the party. It's all part of the theatre, isn't it?
Of course it is. Of course it is. You know, and I make sure the staff are smart. Well, I do what I can. You know.
They're very smart this week. They got the memo.
Well, we've got this one here. Yeah. She brings a bit of elegance to the staff.
I hope she doesn't cut out the bit where you butter her up, because she's a bit too modest generally, isn't she?
Much needed.
Right, so if they want the tic-tac, Django Bay, 3-1. Carpet, Gaelic Warrior, 3 and a bit. The Jukebox, 7-2. Hattie Kalur, handful and half. Milwaukee, 7. 12. 18, 25, double carpet. How about that? Here we go then, it's the Gold Cup. That's what it's all about.
It is Gaelic Warrior who is powering up the Cheltenham Hill. It's Elliott up towards the line. The Gold Cup goes to Gaelic Warrior in second one ejected.
Gaelic Warrior's just won. They've done their absolute cobblers. Can's not happy, nobody's happy. Lofty will be incandescent with rage. Poor old Ben fish and chips tonight. It's not gone well for the firm. Gaelic Warriors bolted up. They've done their absolute cobblers.
Number 3, Gaelic Warrior.
Oh, I have had a really brilliant week. Gosh, it really got to me. About M40, it's so sad, and I just feel. I feel. I mean, I've only seen him up close twice. I think once last year on the Gallops, and this year. Gosh, he's crazy because he's not even my horse. But I feel so sorry for Connections, and I feel so heartbroken for all the team, because you can see how much they love the horses, and I'm not just saying that because so many people say things about racing and stuff, but I feel so sorry for them, because I can imagine how awful it is. You go back to an empty stable, and even though they don't own them, they're still their horses because they look after them day in and day out, and they ride them all the time. Gosh, this wasn't the way I wanted to end the vlog, but I just wanted to share this, because I feel like when you're on the Gallops, or just as I'm not a work rider, I don't work at a stables, but when you see them on the Gallops and you see them just picking grass, honestly, in the mornings, it's my favourite thing to do, is just see the horses on the Gallops and just watch them being horses. And when you watch them, I feel like you feel a little bit closer to them, you understand them a bit more. When you see these horses on the TV, you see them in the parade ring, and they are these phenomenal athletes, but to me, when you see them just having a pick of grass, they just look like your pony that you'd have at home, and I can see how much they all love and care for them. Anyway, it's the highs and the lows of the sport, and to be honest, of owning horses, because I always dread the time when I have to let go of mine. But anyway, I don't want this to be a full dampener on the week, because it's been a really good week, and I thank you for watching if you have managed to watch my bits and pieces on the Gallops and Simon in the betting ring. But I'll leave you with this final clip because he looked so happy.